The stress was unbelievable. I suffer PTSD from my military service, combat related, and adding that stress of losing my home, ending up in the street, my wife and my son and I, just made it horrendous. It was just compounding the problems that I already had.
It was very tough. It was a very tough time, and I didn't know which way was up. So, I'm just so grateful to be in this position right now to be able to keep my house.
In 2005, NWA created the Center for Foreclosure Solutions. And honestly, at that point, a lot of people thought we were crazy. They were like, there wasn't headlines about foreclosure. In fact, prices were still going up. The housing market was hot. But we saw from our groups on the ground, and particularly from the NHS of Chicago, that foreclosure was starting to hit in certain neighborhoods that we worked a lot in, that the predatory lenders had kind of had their day, and the consequences of that was starting to come home to roost. So we worked with a broad range of nonprofits, our network, but also with the industry to really try to understand what was going on out there and how did we prepare for what we knew was coming.
Yvette came to me back in September 2011. She was about 12 months behind on her mortgage. So she was just at a year. So we really had a lot of hard work to do. She didn't want to lose her home. She's a single mother of 2 boys.
One thing I really learned is that no matter what, just don't give up. Don't give up.
By early December, she was notified that she received the loan modification. So we weren't working together that long at all. She did everything she was supposed to do.
When the real tsunami of foreclosure hit, we were prepared. We had started working with the Ad Council on our first Ad Council campaign to build awareness, to encourage people to not put that envelope in the trash, but to answer the call, open the envelope. We had worked out, some really good curriculum, had started training counselors, and really understood what were some of the dynamics of that.
With my military background, it's hard to ask for help.
When Peter and his wife came to the office, it was through no fault of their own. They were forced into a default. It took a little bit of time to kind of instill in their brains, hey, I'm here to work for free. I'm here to work for you, and we're going to right this ship.
They know the process and they know how to help you. Where I wouldn't have known what avenue to take there. I would not know that.
My mother is the owner of this house, and she was going through the process of being foreclosed. So I immediately called the agency and got in touch with Rosemary. She was an excellent person because she explained the entire process and always gave us good advice and encouragement for her not to lose the house.
I was doing my best to reassure her that, in fact, it wasn't over, that we were going to apply for loan modification, and this was the process. It took a very long time. It was over 2 years before we got her modification through, but we did. And as you got from talking with her, she's delighted and living in her home now.
I'm so inspired by the counselors that are out there. They work so hard every day. Really, it's not a job, it's a calling. They put their heart and their soul and they're passionate. And we at NWA are so proud to be associated with them and the great work they do each day.
Those people who've received NFMC counseling are more likely to get a loan modification, and those loan modifications are better. They receive more money in savings than those who are similarly situated that didn't receive NFMC counseling.
NeighborWorks has played a critical role in ensuring that local groups and intermediaries who are HUD-certified counseling groups and NeighborWorks affiliates promptly receive each round of NFMC funding. That has served populations that are extremely diverse, whether it's groups in rural, urban, or suburban areas. But equally importantly, at an age of a lot of compliance oversight, where Congress wants to be sure every penny of funds is spent appropriately, NeighborWorks has also been ensuring that reporting, the quality control, the technical assistance, the disbursements of funds has all been happening quite effectively. And that, I think, has been one of the reasons the NFMC program has been refunded each year. The housing counseling movement and housing counselors today, day to day, they're working to help consumers who are facing foreclosure or trying to stay in their housing, trying to obtain new housing. But very quietly, they're also laying the mortar and the brick, the foundation for the next 2 generations of home ownership.
One thing we've learned through this crisis is the value of pre-purchase education and counseling, helping homeowners make good choices up front, avoid loans that are not appropriate for them. But also, the NeighborWorks Network is there for them in their community. They're there to help them become a sustainable homeowner up front, but then, if they are in crisis, to work with them on that back end.
It keeps me coming back because I take pride in my county. I take pride in my community. As long as I have the ability to educate individuals on home retention and also educate individuals that are going to be potential homeowners, giving back to my community is only going to make it come back to me tenfold.
People are experiencing difficulties, and as a result of that, the need is very, very great. My phone rings constantly, and as long as I'm needed, I'll be there.
We've seen sad tears, we've seen happy tears, but the happy tears outweigh the sad ones.
Thank you so much. So welcome to that.